Welcome to AlphaCars. My name is Dimitri, and today we're checking out a pretty cool car. No, it's not this gorgeous red SL550, and it's not the GL550 way in the back. It is this 1981 Plymouth Reliant K Car, a K Car here at AlphaCars. And as they say, we meet again. We did a quick video of this automobile about 3 or 4 years ago when current owner, our longtime customer, just picked it up and was so excited. He was buying a Porsche and picking it up from our Acton showroom location, and he actually drove this car, and we asked him to let us do a quick 5-minute video of this automobile. Now, 3-4 years later, he fully and thoroughly enjoyed this vehicle, and he actually mentioned that he entertains selling it. We convinced him that it's not a bad idea. He should share the enjoyment with the next owner, and he agreed. So we're hoping to help him find the next owner, and this video is going to help with better understanding the vehicle condition. The first video we did 4 or 5 years ago, that was more just to share the excitement of having this K car in our showroom next to Bentley's, Porsche, and many other what we call down-to-earth exotics. K car. It is an exotic now because you don't see them on the road, and it was available for $5,880, of course, plus some dealer fees and sales tax, whatever that was, title registration. But for about a little over $6,000, you could be a proud owner of one of these in early 80s. And these cars were kind of very interesting. They were front-wheel drive, and they had a lot of cool technology. This particular car is super and extra special because it has factory optioned, factory installed CB radio, which plugs right into the head unit. Check that out. Well, since we are going to be offering this car for sale, and our viewers, you are going to be hopefully entertaining to purchase this car, we would like to be your eyes and ears and tell you transparently all about the condition of this vehicle. It is really an exciting vehicle, and I just drove it. It drives very, very nice. We will take it for a quick spin. But let's start from the cosmetic condition. As we just walked around this vehicle, it is very, very presentable. In fact, I have the K car parked next to Mustang Fastback. There it is. Another gorgeous car that's going to be joining our inventory. Hopefully not for long. I don't think for long. But ironically, we had several people that were just walking into our main entrance to pick up their vehicle from service department. And guess what? The first car they approached was this K car. And without exception, everyone was telling their story about their life experiences and how they drove these cars, how their grandmother or grandfather had one of these. So this car starts and drives beautiful. It passes Massachusetts state inspection. Anyway, it did in 2020, October of 2020. So we obviously going to be going through the car and making sure it is safe, and will pass state inspection. As far as the condition, it actually is very, very presentable. The interior is super clean. Check out everything from headliner, which is nice and tight and appears to be possibly an original one, which is hard to believe. As you can see, all the interior trim is in really nice condition. Things are not warped, original color is in place, things are not broken, not faded. It has a bench seat in the front, So you could have, it is designed for 3 people in the front and looks like 3 people in the back, so a total of 6. And one in the middle, in the front, could be the operator of this phenomenal CB setup. I'd like to be that person. Now, I just mentioned overall condition is very, very nice. We're going to go panel by panel in just a moment. As far as doors, nice and solid, minimal, just a hint of surface rust, could be easily treated and stopped. No real rust anywhere to speak about. Here's more on that. The door trim is in great condition. Crank windows so the power motors will never break down. Let's check out the back door. Again, some rust proofing, delamination. Looks like possibly there was some light damage here that was repaired, and now the paint is kind of like flaking a little bit. But on the outside, it actually looks really, really nice. And what's great to reassuring to know that it's not a fresh repair, so it's not going to change all that much. Of course, it can and should be improved. Back doors are really cool because they have these side vent windows. Check that out. And if you think it's in addition to the crank windows, sliding windows, you're wrong. This back window is a fixed window altogether. There's nothing to break. Your power window will not break, and your manual crank will not break. Nothing will break because it doesn't have that feature, but it does have this cool rear vent window. Check that out. And it works awesome. Very rewarding feeling from this clip. The upper portion of doors in great condition, minimal, like non-existent little spots of rust. The door jamb looks awesome. Thank you, Ernesto. Thank you. So pretty much the same, kind of the same condition on the driver's door. Original trim, original door, a little bit of kind of like, I wouldn't call it rust, it's just like rust stains, that's all it is. The door jamb and the rocker panel in great condition. A little bit of, again, light paint cracking right here, but in great shape otherwise. Well, definitely had some body work in the past down in these areas. What's interesting, and we're gonna check it with a paint meter, the exterior paint on this car is actually consistent with factory measurements. So we're going to use this paint meter tool. There it is. We're going to turn this on, and we're going to start from the roof, and the roof thickness measures at 2.6, 3.0. There's a small dink here. Otherwise, roof appears to be nice and clean. The other side of the roof is 2.3. Oops, 2.6. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Yep, like that. And little touch up right there. You can see. Let's measure this pillar. 1.9 thickness. And let's transition into the hood and the rest of the panels. So the hood measures 2.9, 2.5, fender, 2.5, 2.6, lower part of the fender, 2.7. So we're not measuring any real body filler. 2.62, and the common area for body work right next to bumpers, 2.6. Driver's door, I'm sorry, right front door. Upper section, 3.0. 3.0. 3.6, there's a little bit of spray paint. I think it was a scratch and someone just spray painted it. 5.0, so our paint meter is revealing a little bit of spot repair right in this area, which was not uncommon for back in the day to just do the spot repair. 3.1. 8.2, so this is interesting. They did the repair in the lower section under the molding. So the door above the molding is original, and below the molding has some paint work. So there's probably a scratch, and you can see some body work and a little bit of rust. That's why ideally you want to avoid cars that have any type of body work, because that's where it's going to rust first. This car is not bad at all, but you can definitely see where the body work was done. 3.7 original paint. 3.2, but I can tell there's some paint work right there, right in this area. Actually, it's a curve, so the paint meter is not giving us accurate measurement because I cannot bring it flush. We're going to go right there. So 7.7. There's definitely what we call spot repair in this area, and they just feathered the paint in. Brilliant work. I'm sure back in the day it looked awesome, but shows some signs of aging. From the distance you can't see it, but up close you can see a little bit of roughness. So the quarter panel is original otherwise. We're getting into the trunk. 3.1, 2.8, and let's do the corner. Corner measures 4.05. There's a little dusting I can see. Someone did some body work. 6.3. So there's a spot repair in this area. Other than that, it's original paint on the left rear quarter panel. 2.7 below the stripe line. 2.4, and I can see some spot repairs, a little bit of rust pitting on the surface, not the type of bubbles that you are concerned because they come from inside. This is just from the outside. 2.7. Yeah, there's definitely a spot repair right there. Okay, left rear door, 2.8. Lower section, 5.8. So again, this portion of the door has been refinished many years ago, obviously. 7.7. This part was refinished, but this part is original. 2.5. 2.5, left fender. 2.0, 2.4, and the hood measures 2.4. The hood has close to original paint, or possibly if the hood was replaced and refinished, it will still have measurements consistent with original paint. The reason we think that the hood might have been replaced, let's check on that. Oh, I forgot how heavy the hood is. Okay. So, yeah, this car had some action. And though now it drives straight, it looks straight, but I think it had some action. What kind of action? It's hard to say. It was not overly exciting. I think it was, you know, there was definitely some apron work. You can see right here, it was repaired many years ago, so that's great because it held for like probably 20 some years. It's looking good, but you can see some you know, undercoating, and then that was sprayed with a seam sealer rather, that was sprayed with white paint. You can see plenty of overspray, and a classic case where you can see previous repairs. You don't have to be like a master technician to determine that. It's right there. It's transparent. So, but overall, as I said, the car held up very nice. It looks like the struts were recently replaced. They look fresh. The engine runs good. We're going to start it up in a moment. The AC does not work. I thought it worked, but it doesn't work. It cannot work because you can see it was disconnected. There's a little ground wire that was disconnected. We're going to try to find out why. Yeah, there are no leaks. Everything looks nice and dry. And there was some work done on this car by a current owner. We're going to find out more about it when we do our mechanical inspection. So there will be definitely one more video or extension to this video with the mechanical on the lift inspection. But so far, things look good. I mean, if this was a 2018 Mercedes with this kind of bodywork, I would be horrified. But on the K car of the 80s, it's almost appropriate. Check this out. It has everything. It has the flavor of the K car from the 80s. It has the flavor of the type of paint repairs that were done with spot repairs. Check that out. There's a little spot repair right in this area. You can barely see it, but you can, and that's how things were done on these cars. And this car has that, so you get everything. And it has the flavor of your typical body shop, K car body shop. And that's what we're seeing under the hood. But overall, when we get in the vehicle, yes, we do need to get the keys, so let's get the keys. 1981 K car. I'm going to get my cell phone with me because I'm going in the K car. Yeah, they were, like when they were brand new, they could break down. So we're in the K car world. We definitely want to have our cell phone. Look at these massive, huge warning lights. But the good news is that the lights are off. The car started right up, and by the way, it's a cold engine, so we're going to wait a little bit for the engine to warm up. Since AC doesn't work, we're going to turn the fan down. I'm going to open this other window. While we're warming up the engine just for a minute, we're going to check out the glove box. And look at this. We found the Chrysler Diamond right there, not the real one. So I don't want to mislead you in case you thought it was a real one. And we've got the original book. And wait until we show you what other documentation we have with this car. I think that documentation worth almost as much as the car, if not more for some people. That's some pretty amazing stuff. Okay, so check this out. I feel like I'm in the 80s. We need to give it a little gas for the RPM to drop down. Engine sounds actually very, very nice. No ticking, good throttle response. I'm going to put it in drive. The vehicle has 90,000 miles. Let's get that out of the way. And we're going to first take it around AlphaCars building. I usually drive a car next to the wall so I can hear exhaust a little bit. Or ticking sounds. This car actually sounds very, very nice. There may be like a little exhaust puff, maybe just me, but if it is, again, it's normal just for this car. The steering, power steering feels great. Awesome steering response. Not your typical Porsche steering response, but typical American car from the 80s. Comfortable ride. And I love this bench seat. And check out the back of the vehicle too.